Mayoko's observations. Purdy struggles in 49ers, lost to Chiefs. Santa Clara. The Kansas City Chiefs continued their dominance over the 49ers with a convincing 28-18 victory at Levi's Stadium, marking a stark contrast to the previous Super Bowl matchup. It was a tough day for the 49ers offense, especially with their top three wide receivers sidelined. The team struggled on third downs, converting just 2 of 11 attempts, as Chiefs defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo had all the right answers. With the loss, the 49ers fall to 3-4 on the season, now trailing the Seattle Seahawks in the NFC West standings. Here are the key takeaways from Week 7. Shorthanded at wide receiver. Rookie Ricky Pearsall was thrust into action due to injuries among the receiving corps. Brandon Ayuk suffered a knee injury late in the second quarter and was carted off, raising concerns about his long-term availability. Deebo Samuel, dealing with an illness, was ruled out in the third quarter, while Jawan Jennings was inactive due to a hip injury. With their top receivers out, the 49ers turned to Pearsall, Chris Conley, Jacob Cowing, and Ronnie Bell. Pearsall managed 3 receptions for 21 yards but will need to step up further if Ayuk is sidelined for an extended period. Off day for Mahomes and Purdy. Both Patrick Mahomes and Brock Purdy, considered among the NFL's elite quarterbacks, had subpar performances. Mahomes struggled but utilized his legs effectively, including a 33-yard run and a 1-yard touchdown run. Purdy faced a tough day, completing 17 of 31 passes for 212 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions, though he did score 2 rushing touchdowns. His interceptions came at critical moments, halting potential scoring drives. 49ers go younger on defense. In crucial moments, the 49ers opted for a younger defensive lineup, including rookie cornerback Renardo Green and second-year linebacker D. Winters. Rookie safety Malik Mustafa stood out, leading the team with 12 tackles in his third start. The defense performed well overall, limiting the Chiefs' offensive production, but it wasn't enough to overcome the struggles on offense. In summary, the 49ers have significant adjustments to make moving forward, especially as they navigate injuries and inconsistency in their offensive unit. Williams ejected as tempers flare in 49ers, lost to Chiefs. Trent Williams was ejected late in the 49ers' 28-18 defeat to the Kansas City Chiefs after throwing a punch at safety Brian Cook during a heated exchange. The tension escalated in the fourth quarter as 49ers cornerback Diamador Lenoir and Chiefs wide receiver Sky Moore got into a shoving match following Mecole Hardman's 18-yard touchdown that effectively sealed the game for Kansas City. Despite the ejection, Williams appeared unfazed, stopping to sign autographs for fans before heading up the tunnel to the locker room. This incident marks a repeat occurrence for Williams, who was also ejected during a crucial moment in the 2023 NFC Championship game against the Philadelphia Eagles, where he was disqualified for slamming Eagles safety Kayvon Wallace. The late-game chaos and loss of composure won't sit well with head coach Kyle Shanahan, especially after a tough defeat against a rival team. Williams's actions reflect the frustrations of the 49ers, who struggled to maintain their composure in a challenging matchup. Shanahan fears Ayuk suffered torn ACL in 49ers, lost to Chiefs. In a heartbreaking development for the San Francisco 49ers, coach Kyle Shanahan expressed concerns that wide receiver Brandon Ayuk may have sustained a torn right ACL during the team's 28-18 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs at Levi's Stadium. "We're worried it's an ACL," Shanahan stated after the game. "Not confirmed yet, but we'll find out Monday." Ayuk suffered the injury with just 37 seconds left in the second quarter. Although he was able to walk to the sideline initially, he was later carted to the locker room and ruled out early in the third quarter. When pressed about the severity of Ayuk's injury, Shanahan noted, "That's what it looks like. But we don't know for sure. We're doing tests with our trainers. But we fear the worst. We've been wrong before, so we're praying that's not the case." Ayuk finished the game with 2 receptions for 23 yards on 6 targets. If his 2024 season is indeed over, it marks a devastating turn of events for the All-Pro wideout, who had signed a 4-year, $120 million contract extension just before the start of the season. after posting back-to-back 1.000-yard receiving seasons. Expectations were high for Ayuk this year. With Ayuk's potential absence, the 49ers will need to rely more heavily on veterans Deebo Samuel and George Kittle, as well as rookie receivers Ricky Pearsall and Jacob Cowing, to step up in the wake of this significant loss. Jets surged to 15-6 lead amid controversial call on extra point. In a dramatic turn of events during the second quarter of Sunday's game against the Steelers, the New York Jets took a 15-6 lead, but not without some controversy. The Jets scored on a 1-yard touchdown pass from Aaron Rodgers to tight end Tyler Conklin. This followed a close call when running back Breece Hall appeared to plunge into the end zone. Jets interim head coach Jeff Ulbrich attempted to challenge the call but accidentally dropped the challenge flag before officially throwing it, rendering the challenge invalid. Fortunately for the Jets, they found the end zone on the next play. Things heated up during the extra point attempt when Steelers safety Minkah Fitzpatrick leapt over the line to block Greg Zuerlein's kick. However, Fitzpatrick was penalized for leverage after making contact with a Jets player. This call ignited frustration from Pittsburgh's special teams coordinator, Danny Smith, as the rules surrounding leverage can be ambiguous. With the penalty, the Jets opted for a 2-point conversion, successfully connecting on a pass from Rodgers to wide receiver Garrett Wilson, extending their lead to 15-6 instead of 13-6. The Jets' drive was bolstered by Hall's impressive 57-yard reception, bringing him to 4 catches for 93 yards. In addition to his 12 rushing yards on 6 carries, showcasing his impact on the offense. This sequence of events not only shifted the momentum but also highlighted the contentious nature of officiating in critical moments. Rough day for NFL quarterbacks. Rams survive with win against Raiders. Sunday was a challenging day for NFL quarterbacks, marked by injuries and turnovers across the league. In a hard-fought game, the Los Angeles Rams edged out the Las Vegas Raiders 20-15. But it wasn't pretty. Both teams combined for 0 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, highlighting the struggles of quarterbacks throughout the day. While Patrick Mahomes and Brock Purdy combined for 5 interceptions in Kansas City's win over San Francisco. Other notable quarterbacks also faced difficulties. Houston's C.J. Stroud had a rough outing in Green Bay, and Washington's Jaden Daniels left the game with a rib injury after just 1 series. Despite this, the Commanders triumphed over the Carolina Panthers, led by Andy Dalton, who managed a mere 93 yards and 2 picks. Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford reflected on the day's struggles, joking about the overall subpar quarterback play, while acknowledging the defense's strong performance. The Rams' defense dominated, intercepting Raiders QB Gardner Minshew 3 times, who finished with a dismal passer rating of 21.0. Miami faced its own issues, losing Tyler Huntley to a shoulder injury, leaving Tim Boyle at the helm. The Dolphins, who have cycled through 4 quarterbacks this season, are expected to welcome back Tua Tagovailoa soon. In other news, the New York Giants benched Daniel Jones in their loss to the Eagles, though he'll remain the starter moving forward. Meanwhile, Deshaun Watson's season took another hit as he suffered an apparent Achilles injury, drawing mixed reactions from the Cleveland crowd. Overall, it was a bizarre Week 7 in the NFL, where defenses seemed to have the upper hand. Stafford noted the unpredictability of the league, emphasizing that even experienced players can have off days. Looking ahead, the Rams are poised to get All-Pro receiver Cooper Kupp back for their upcoming game against Minnesota, which should provide a much-needed boost. Join us as we break down all the action from Sunday and discuss what's next for these teams and their quarterbacks.